also use this as a visual. I think I shared this in preschool, the preschool section, if you were in that. But a visual for deep breathing. So sit up tall and straight, back up straight, feet on the floor. Which my term for that is Busfaf, back up straight, feet on the floor. Which I didn't invent that. I don't know, I've heard it since the 80s. But I can't think of her name right now at First Baptist in Nashville that I heard it under. But anyway. You're going to take one hand and put it at your rib cage. One hand and put it just below your navel, for guys' belt line. You're going to take a deep breath so as to expand your rib cage and put the breath deep down here, okay? All right, here we go. And take a deep breath with the visual. And then we're going to the breath out, okay? Breathe in. Okay, watch me. Breathe in. Okay, and blow it out. Push it out. Close it. Breathe in. Breathe in. Very good. Last one. Good job. All right. I use a slinky a lot for vocalies to just kind of warm up the voice. So use your voices with a woo sound. Here we go. Woo. 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 Watch. We'll go low. There you go. Man can go down there low. Here we go. Take it up. Good job. I'm going to set the timer and show you a body energizer. There are a number out there. There's one in younger children this fall, which is at the sound of the bell. Jump up down 2 times. You knuckle buck 2 neighbors. Then you clap. Turn around 2 times and sit. So you do that whenever the timer goes off. And just a body release, body energizer. I'm going to show you one that was in an old unit back fall 2012. Okay? I don't remember what that year was called, but it was older children. Yeah, older children. Anyway, at the sound of the bell, we're going to hop on your right foot first. So mirror me. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we will flap arms 4 times, cluck tongue. We will knuckle bump 2 neighbors, and then the one that tires me out is my bunny lies over the ocean. My bunny lies over the sea. My bunny lies over the ocean. Oh, bring back my bunny to me. Bring back, oh, bring back my bunny to me, to me. Bring back, oh, bring back my bunny to me. And then you turn around 3 times and sit. We would have started, I think, sitting up. It works out right. Then snap fingers twice and sit. Let's practice that one. Let's see if I can take it. I had it over here, but I couldn't see it because this font's kind of funky. Okay. Let's practice. Pretend the timer went off. So hop on your right foot. 1, 2, 3, 4. Left, 2, 3, 4. Clap. 3, 4. Knuckle bump, two people. 1, 2, and my body lies over the ocean. My body lies over the sea. My body lies over the ocean. Oh, bring back my body to me. Bring back, oh, bring back my body to me, to me. Bring back, oh, bring back my body to me. Turn around. Oh, no, snap twice. 1, 2, and sit. I have to turn around on a lot of my ones I've generated, so I'm sure. But I took it out because I didn't want to get dizzy. So snap twice. All right. So when the timer goes off, that's what we'll do. I want to show you a couple of things that we didn't get to in an earlier class that I think are cool, and they're really not in this session, but I just want to share it with you. One is, how many of you have used these, the streamers with the curtain rod things? The very first time that I saw these teaching in Mississippi, was it you that had them on your handbells? Michelle had these on her handbells. And how long ago would that have been? I think I was in St. Augustine. So I've been in Montgomery 12 years, so it had to be before that, 15 years maybe. And so she comes strolling down through the hall, and she had her handbells, and on her handbell cart, she had all these kinds of things clipped on her cart. And I said, Michelle, what are you doing with those? Well, she takes them and puts them on the handle of the handbell, and then for processionals, you get this number, you know, it looks really cool. So I went back and we used that for our hanging of the ring that year, and we processed it. It was really cool. Then Karen Gosselin and I, who's our state music associate, and she's a member of our church, we were talking about for children, wouldn't that be good for their streamers because it's easy to grip and hold? And then since then, I've seen other people doing that. But that's what I wanted to show you, because rather than on the stick, especially younger children can grip it real easily. So you can do, this, or you can do this, or you can do this, or you can punch, or whatever. And we've done our Christmas program, not this year, but a couple of years ago, with the adult choir. Our children did a formation down all the aisles at a pivotal point in one of the big numbers, and so they came in with this kind of thing. Karen also uses them with black light friendly. So when you do this under black light, you come in with just regular streamers, and then you throw on the black light at the moment that you want it, and it looks really cool, even in a performance setting. But just fun in a room too, also for black light night. So just one of those are freebies that we're in this session. Also, basketball rhythms. I don't have enough basketballs for everyone to do this. I think I brought 5 or 6, but I brought all these beach balls. I had to deflate them. And I have 2 suitcases to get all this good stuff into, and because I'm flying. And I have my carry-on bag that has my clothes, plus my teaching papers, and all this stuff. So I was dragging through the airport, and I'm thinking, what? I'm getting too old for this. Trying to get all that stuff checked in and everything. I'm thinking I should have shipped one, which I've done that before. Anyway, basketball rhythms. At Shako Music Camp last week, we did a rotation with basketball rhythms. I just wanted to share that with you to show you. And a few of you can actually do it with me. The rest of you will have to airplane. Okay? Wherever they go, whoever wants one. All right, here we go. Everyone stand up. You can continue. It has to be, the beach balls would not work for this because they have to bounce. The beach balls, they may bounce, but they go crazy. So the top line we're going to read, I want you to bounce, catch, and on the catch, I want you to pop the side of the ball. Right? Ready? Go. Bounce, catch, catch. That way they're really feeling the beat. Okay? So let's do that again. Ready? Go. Bounce, catch, stop. Let's do it 2 times. Let's pretend we have repeat bars there. Ready? Go. Stop. That didn't stop that well the first time. All right. Second line is going to be every beat. Top, top, top. Okay? Let's try that together. Just 4 times. Ready? Go. Stop. Repeat that. 2 times. So 8 bounces. Ready, go. Stop. The objective is to make sure we're all right there together. Okay? So listen and watch. Then for the dribble, or the 8th notes, and we can talk about, this is a great visual chart to show that this equals 1 beat, just like that. Because you've got the red section, the blue section, the yellow, the green. So you got to make 2 bounces under 1 beat. Okay? You got to make it bounce twice in the amount of time that it took you to bounce 1 time. So you've got to crouch down. All right, get your basketball pose. And we're going to dribble. We're going to slow it down just a hair for this. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and stop. Now on that bounce, you can't be bouncing. Remind them, you can't be bouncing like that. You'll be late. So you have to get down low. It's a shorter bounce. The longer the duration of the note, the higher the bounce. Half note, which I just did it as a tie. Okay, visually see the tie. I couldn't make it bolder than that. I didn't go back with a marker. I was doing it on the computer. But you want to do 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. We got to do a high bounce. Let's try that. Ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. Got it? All right, now, forget that one. We're not going to do that one. Let's do this, and this in succession. 1 time, 1 time, 1 time. And see if we can all stay together. Beat, beat, ready, go. Stop. All right, then you can take and swap these around. You know, you can swap these 2. Have a child want to do it. And create a new pattern. Let's read the second line. So it's ta, ti, ti, ta. Let's do this first. Tap it on the ball. Ready, go. Very good. Let's do the next line. Ready, go. Very good. Let's play both lines. Ready, go. Yeah, that line's tricky. That's tricky. That's tricky. Ti-ti-ta, ti-ti-ti-ti. Let's do that one. Ready, go. Woo! Yeah, nailed it. All right, so you can do stuff like this. We even did some bouncing and things with music. Have a half note, and then to the quarter. And when the older kids, we do whatever. Okay, but you can figure out the form of the piece and just fit it in where it feels right. Cool, you know, pick a cool something. You know, like the urban stomp or the grooving and moving, which is in the curriculum for younger children. You could use that. I don't want to take time with that because we got a bunch of other stuff to do. But basketballs, y'all know, just jump back in here. Thank you. All right, under your chair or on your chair or something, there should be 2 plates. If you would, take out the 2 plates. This is for steady beat, but also for listening to introduce a song. So it's not real crazy with the patterns or anything. I'm going to borrow a set. So the first section, come to the manger, everybody come, dee-da-dee-da, da-da-dee-da, da-da-da-da, dee-da-dee-da. I can't remember what the next part is, but we're going to do this, I think, okay, on the big section. And then when the 8 comes back, we'll do that other pattern. All right? Let's just do a little bit of this. Come to the main. But you could do that just alone, just like we did it, or you can get in twos, and they could do this by themselves, face each other, and then on the second section, you can partner clap. You can do any of those I don't even know, they're not hand jive, but what do you call those hand clapping things that girls do? Mainly girls do. Hand, what?
Clapping games?
Clapping games, yeah. You can do any of those and put them on plates, okay? And I think the boys wouldn't object. You know, because you can do, yeah, like that. Like pop, pop, dee, pop, pop, dee, or whatever, okay? Just make up patterns, and you can choose one pattern for the A section, a different pattern for the B section. If there's a C section, another pattern. Figure out where is the main pulse quarter notes, or is the main pulse in that section, do you feel the half note? And you might change. So just kind of listen to it and see where the main pulse, where you feel the character of the piece. I'm not going to spend any more time there because of time. So just wanted to make sure. There is an activity in younger children that uses these. I'm not sure if it's that song or if it's a different song, but I know I wrote an activity and I saw it, but I don't remember right now. All kind of movement you can do in front of your chair to listen. I didn't say this at the beginning, and this is what I meant to say. Efficient listening equals effective singing. Sometimes we ask the children to sing too early, and we forfeit the chance for them to be successful because they haven't heard it enough. Even your good singers probably need to hear it a couple times. And younger children especially, we're doing more by rote than we are by reading. Older children, you begin to read a little bit. But even then, to build in success, the more times they can hear it before you ask them to sing it, you'll be more pleased helping. And also underdeveloped singers. A lot of times they just need to hear it more. Have them lip sync a section they're having a problem with while they listen to the recording, just different things. There's a song, Let Everything That Has Breath, that's in this section. A great way to listen to it is to move in front of the chair. And I think I did suggest this in the curriculum. Yes. But you'll march 8 times to the front, then we'll turn 8 times. We're going to rotate all the way around. 8 times that direction, 8 times this direction, 8 times back. And then on the middle section, we're going to do this number, okay? To fill the half. I think that's right. All right, let's try it. Stand up. Identify your sections, put in something that works. That's a younger children's song, so I did younger children's emotions. You can also, I didn't pass these out, but unsharpened pencils, you can do, these are soft on the ears. You can echo clap, you play back. Or you can do certain patterns on the song while you're listening, like let everything that hath breath praise the Lord, and then that middle section, whatever, dee da dee, whatever it is, that middle section. Or you could even partner that da chi, that kind of stuff. So unsharpened pencils are your friends, and they're cheap, and they're a notch up from rhythm sticks for older children too. It's a little cooler And sometimes I have done drumming patterns for this. I'll say these are your drumsticks. So, we'll drum rather than, and then, whatever. Airplay like you're doing on the cymbal or something. Just a cool factor a little bit, All right, have a seat. All of that, though, is ways to let them listen to the melody before you're attempting to sing it. The goal is to get to the singing. And you don't do all these things with one song. You choose different techniques for different songs. The rhythm ladder, have most of you done that before? Where you repeat the pattern like 8 times? Has anyone not seen this? I'm not going to do it if we understand what we're doing. Like you tap your head 8 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Lasso 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Lasso 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Stamp your feet. Pluck your tongue. Cross your hands. Snap your fingers. Pat your knees. But you do each thing in succession. This chart is double-sided, so you could flip it and do the other side if you wanted to. You move as you're listening to the recording. And it doesn't have anything, you're not thinking form then. You're just moving. Rhythm reading and rhythm movement with the BB balls. I do want to do this. Let's stand up and form a circle. I'll tell you what the first activity we'll do. Yeah, a circle is still good. Everyone come in and get a ball as quietly as you can. Don't drop it. Don't bounce it. Just hold it quietly. And I'm going to count 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi. I'm going to see how quickly and quietly we can do that. Ready? Go. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi, 5 Mississippi, 6 Mississippi, 7 Mississippi, 8 Mississippi, 9 Mississippi, 10 Mississippi. Stop. Very good. All right. First of all, let's just experiment with the ball. This is, how many of you, who's never seen these? I won't explain it. All right. What it is a dead tennis ball, an old tennis ball. You split it at the seam. You take a handful of BBs, either the metal BBs, that you buy, or the little plastic ones. You put it inside, then you glue it back together with some kind of strong glue, craft glue or something. Then that gives you a natural shape. And it's cheap, because if you have a club that has a tennis club or something in your area, we got ours free. We got about, I don't know, 50 to 100 of these things, because there was a lady in our church that had a connection and got them free. So you could probably do that. All right, here we go. Put it in your left hand. All right, and you probably don't have to check that. Now you can do this part in straight lines. You don't have to do a circle for this, but we're going to do another circle thing, so that's why I've got you here. All right, I want you to take your hand, the ball, and we're just going to shift it back and forth. Follow the leader, do what I do. All right, that's nice. All right. Now, put it back in your left hand. We're going to, let's make less of a circle and more of a semicircle. Just slide a little bit where you can see the chart. And let's read, I'm going to change it. Let's leave that. Let's read the top 2 lines. Can y'all may need to slide a little bit where you can see. I'm going to back something. And does that help? Is that worse? Earlier this thing berserk and fell over. So I don't want to drop it something. All right, top 2 lines. So we would read a quarter note like this. Top, top. So the top line Let's leave the rest in for fun. Ta, let me show it to you. Ta, 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 rest. Ta, ti, ti, ta, ta. See? Okay. Start with the left hand. Doesn't matter what hand you start with. But we'll go back and forth. Beat, beat, ready, and go. Verbalize also with rhythm language. Ready, go. Yes. And either do a quiet or nothing there. Just, to reinforce that we really don't make sound, but we have to feel it. Okay? Do it one more time. Ready, go. Yes. Good job. Let's go ahead and read. We'll go ahead and read the next one. Beat, beat, ready, go. Yeah, that's a little more challenging. Good job. So you can make up patterns and just back and forth thing. If it's a half note, ta, ta, ta. That's the way I do it. Ta, ta, ta. Okay? Let's try that. Well, let's pretend. Let's do ta. Let's do the bottom line. Beat, beat, ready, go. Ta, ta, ta. It's a little harder to start with. Let's do the third line into the bottom line. Third and fourth line. Ready, go. Ti, 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 ta, ta, ta. Good job. Good job. So you just make up all kinds of patterns, read them with this. It's just a new dimension other than clapping it. Just makes it fun. That's a game. All right, now bring your circle back. We're going to do this even though this is not, well, it can be a lifting activity. Put your left hand in. Put your left hand in. Take the ball and sit it on top of it. And I don't want you to move the ball. I just want you to tap the ball, then tap your neighbor's ball. Tap, 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 right, tap, right, tap, right, and stop. Now this time, grab the ball you have in your left hand. You're going to move it to your neighbor's hand, but you're not going to leave it there. So like this, don't do anything. Grab, move, grab, move. Ready, and go. Grab, move, grab, move, grab, move, grab, move, and stop. Now we're getting the pattern built into our body kinesthetically. Okay, we're feeling it before we let go and the balls go crazy. All right? So here we go. Hand extended. This time we will let the ball go. All right? So grab and then move it into your neighbor's hand, and so your ball will be coming to my hand. I have a new ball. Okay, and you keep going. Beat, beat, ready, and go. Grab and move. 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 And stop. Good. Flip the ball over to the other hand. Now we're going to go left. It's harder. All right. Before we actually physically do it, I want to tap and move. Tap and move. Tap and move. Tap and move. Now wait. Let's do the second part. We're going to move it over there, but we're not letting go. So like this, grab and move, to build it in. Ready, go. Grab and move, grab and move, grab and move, and stop. Good job. Now this time, we will actually send the ball around this. Right? Beat, beat, ready, and go. Grab and move, grab and move, grab and move, grab and move, grab and move. Grab and move, grab and move, grab and move, and stop. Good job. Going left or the opposite if you're right-handed going left or if you're left-handed going right. It's crossing that midline. And there's something about it connects stuff in your brain that needs to be connected. Yeah. So I need to do it a lot. But it is really from a maturation level. It is working for the children to develop them musically, and also helps them in math and all this other stuff. I mean, they've proved, you know.
Yes.
Oh yeah, handbells, absolutely. Playing with that left hand or doing anything with that left hand. So, all right, let's do one. There is an activity in younger children to actually passing the balls to a steady beat. I don't remember what song it is. I'm just going to do it to one right now. So let's do, or maybe let's do this song.
It's too heavy. It's got too many in it. Yeah.
We're going to do the half note. All right, so we're going to da da da. You know, we're not going to do the quarter note. All right. Da 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 da. Let's see. Da 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 da. Yeah, let's do that half note. Okay, so watch me to begin with. We'll go right. We'll go right. And to begin with, we're just going to tap our right hand on the ball to feel the steady beat before we start. We'll actually start the move when the singers come in. Okay, so we've got about 4 measures in each one. Hey, it happens with the kids for sure.
I got 2 balls in my
We
hand.
had a backup here.
Anybody else
All right,
have a
one
ball?
more time. We have an extra.
Was there a
That's our time. Let's just pretend we did it. So we did it. This is the last class. I'm tired. All right. Get ready. I'm going to start.
Gotta let go.
So we didn't have to rock.
Grab, move, 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 grab, and move. And stop. Now, you could do on that middle section where it talks about the birds and the bees and the trees and all that stuff. We were doing this. We could do birds in the trees, da dee da da da, ba 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 ba, and you and me, and then back to this. Does that make sense? It's really a whole note, okay? Because this is a fast tempo. It would normally be the half note, but we're doing half notes because if we did the quarter note, let everything that we sing praises to the Lord, and that would really be
Remedial.
yeah, balls and
The black cards.
I'll run back. Let's try that. I'm not going to try to go to the left. Let's go to the right.
Here we go.
Praise the Lord. Everything that we sing praises to the Lord. Praise the Lord.
Here it comes. And
Birds in the trees, the fish in the bees, the fish in the sea, and everything. Let everything that we sing praises to the Lord. Praise the Lord. Praise the Lord.
and stop. Good. And I do remember from writing and teaching notes, there is in the teaching, there is that beat section, we feel that beat. So I know that it will help you. You can feel that beat, but you can really feel it with this, having something like this in your hand. And it makes it more fun than just patting your legs. Okay? All right.
Do you always sing true pitch with the children, or do you?
Well, most of the time I try to, or either I try not to sing, and I try not to sing when they're supposed to sing. I try to do it beforehand.
But when you're lining it up for them, you always sing.
Yeah, well, most of the time. But some songs I can't get above. Well, it doesn't get. It's not pretty above fourth line D. It's not very pretty at all. So I don't try. C to D is about it in falsetto. But so I have women in there too. And I'm like, all right, Miss Cheryl, will you sing this little passage for the kids? You know, if they're having a problem with that. A lot of times they've heard the recording because we've done stuff like this, so I already know that part. And I might have the piano play a little bit. There's a wonderful technique I use all the time. It's a disadvantage, you know, but you have to work through it. But I try not to sing. Sometimes I will sing full voice, my regular voice, to demonstrate something. But I always say to the kids, now you don't sing it down low where I sing it. You sing it up here, and I'll give them the opening pitch.
Oh, it's kind of off topic.
Yeah, no, I agree. Because, we need men in choir. So don't let that be a discouragement at all. But because I can't. But I've seen some directors that can. Oh gosh, I saw this guy from Tuscaloosa, University of Alabama one time. He could sing up to G's and A's and B flats in his head voice, falsetto voice, with such clarity, and it sounded nice. It just sounded nice. And he was not a countertenor. He just had a really developed, and he was really bass. But that's usually true. It's usually the basses that can do that. Or baritone, yeah. But anyway, I use a technique to help them listen before they sing, where, for example, I go to the piano and I would play da 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 da. What word did I stop on? Then I go back and start again. Da 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 da. And they tell me the word. And we just keep repeating that. It's another way to listen before I have them sing that section of the song. And I think that's in the notes. But so I try to come up with other ways of letting them hear the melody where I don't have to echo sing. I don't do a lot of echo singing of the melody. I do a lot of like so mi so or so mi so so la so mi. I do those kind of patterns, but I don't sing a lot for imitation because even the quality of the falsetto is a little different than their voice too. But it's better than me singing, I think, in chest voice.
That's true for women too. It's different.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, you need to lighten it up too. Yeah, because the women, you don't need to sing with your full womanly voice either. You need to lighten it up to a more childlike sound. Yeah, because then they'll try to sing heavy. You know, so you don't want that.
or they'll make fun of you if they're sixth grade.
Oh, that too. Yeah. That too. And sometimes in choir, when I first started singing in falsetto a lot with my kids, but I noticed that they were much better on pitch. And to begin with, you know, had a couple Snickers, and I said, I'm using my higher voice to help you get on pitch. And I got it after a little bit with my own self. You know, I had to work through that. This was years ago, you know, in learning how to lead children's choir. But I learned that the pitch retention, or not retention, but the pitch matching was much cleaner at that. For example, let me just do this with all of you. Let's see what happens. Just the women sing for a minute. So, mi, so.
So, mi, so.
All right, now hear the difference. So, mi, so.
So, mi, so.
What'd you hear?
They got heavier, actually.
When I sang chest voice, they got heavier, number one, and then usually there's a scoop at the beginning because you're having to transition. You got to think an octave difference. I mean, you don't think about it now. You've been doing music a long time. You don't really think about it. But you do. And so you got to transition. You don't have to think on the other. It's just, it's exact pitch. Okay? And so the same thing is true with children. That's the little something. Yeah. All right, let me see what else. Somebody tell me the time. Oh, yes, put the balls back in there. Okay. We've done paper plates. We have passed the ball. You can also, I'm going to show you this, but we won't do it. With the beach ball, there's like one or two left. Younger children especially, for another listening and passing game, have enough beach balls or a ball like this. It can be a kickball, type ball, whatever. But you're going to pass the ball. You have no more, don't have one ball per child, because you can't do it. All right, because you got to use both hands. It's because if you're passing to them, you can't grab this other ball. So you could only have, the maximum you could have is one every other person. Does that make sense? Okay. Michelle, come and be my assistant for me. I'm going to pass the ball to you. And when I pass the ball, I'm going to grab, pass. And then before she passes it, she's going to pop it, grab, and pass. I need one more person, just show the visual. Mine, be the third person. All right, here we go. So, grab, pass, sorry. Grab, pass, grab. Get the idea? Grab, pass. All right, got the idea? They're popping, and then they're feeling the beat if you do it that way. Also, just like we did on the basketball, if they're having a problem with, bounce, dribble, bounce, bounce, then bounce, dribble, bounce, bounce. Play it, tap it on the ball for them to get the rhythm pattern before they perform it down here. Makes sense? Okay. Some reasons for that inaccurate singing or that uncertain singer. Physical immaturity. It can be just they haven't developed the muscle, the mechanism, because they haven't had much exposure. Case in point, I'll tell you two real fast, I hope. I have he just finished 10th grade, boy, that didn't come through my children's choir program. And he came in, I think 7th grade, joined youth choir. He and his brother, his brother was a couple of years older than him. That first year, the older brother by mid-year was really matching pitch and was doing a good job. The younger brother, the 7th grader, was having a hard time. He was just dropping the octave, I don't know, he just wasn't finding it. Part of that probably was the changing voice, because he was a 7th grader. Although he was a little bigger, he was into this changing voice. But probably some of that. But then the 8th grade year, we started a drum group with the boys. I told this, I think, in the drumming class. We started a drum class, the tubular drums, with the boys. And we did drumming that whole year. Well, he got into that. He just loved it. And he worked at it. He practiced at home. Then by 9th grade, he was beginning to match pitch more accurately. And this past year, he has come leaps and bounds. He wanted to try out for solo for the tour, but I only had like 2. There weren't a lot of solos. So he had to really, knock it out of the ballpark to have gotten it. And I told him when he came and practiced with me, and I said, "You're doing really well. You have come just, miles and miles from where you were 2 years ago." And I said, "I want you to try it for ensemble this fall, because you would make it." But I said, "I'm not sure about a solo because there's only like these 2 or 3. It's going to be tough." But I said, "Don't be discouraged by that." I said, "Try out the fall." Anyway, he's on choir tour this year. He was into the music. He was singing from his heart, and he was singing on pitch, praise the Lord. And, singing tenor, carrying a part. All right, point number 1. But I think the drumming, the steady beat, internalizing that steady beat, helped him with his process of getting through that pitch problem. All right, another point. I had in a previous church, my daughter at the time was in the 3-year-old choir. My wife was directing the 3-year-old choir with another person, and this friend of my daughter's, Mandy was her name, best friends. They were like Mutt and Jeff. My daughter was always taller. Mandy was down here. Now they're the same size. It's crazy, but. But Mandy could not match pitch at all in 3-year-old choir, at all. My daughter was singing before she could, say sentences. She could sing words that she couldn't say. All right, so 3-year-old choir, she couldn't sing. Her sister in 4-year-old choir, same problem. But both sisters came from a home where mom and dad neither sang. Neither one of them sang. They said, "We don't sing. We can't sing. But we want our girls to be involved." And in fact, the mother eventually became a worker in children's choir, helping in children's choir. Anyway, the 3-year-old choir, she moved up to 4-year-old choir, got a little better. 5-year-old choir, a little bit better, doing pretty good. I had this particular year that they moved into first, second, third grade choir. I think the way we had it divided at that time. I was teaching fourth, fifth, and sixth grade choir next door. First, second, and third was next door to that. We lost the director, so I directed both choirs. And I would do large group over here, send mine to small groups, and then flip. And I would go over here and change hats and do younger children. Well, I demanded more out of those younger children when I had been working with those older, and I had done younger children for years before I moved up to the older. But I expected more out of those younger kids when I went over there. So I did a bunch. Anyway, they really came along. By second grade, Mandy was matching pitch. She was doing well. She had really come along, and so had Allie. By fourth, fifth, and sixth grade years, they were actually getting some of the solos. And Allie, the older sister, since I've been gone from there, has sung in the big Christmas production that they do, and had a major solo, did Mary Did You Know? This was a few years back. And I'm like, Allie, isn't that great? And she has a gorgeous voice. But if we had not caught it back in preschool and younger children's choir, if she had not been involved in children's choir, I firmly believed she would have been a non-singer. Just like her parents. How sad. So, you have a vital role. Keep at it. Keep at it. And incorporate all these things. Sometimes it's the range of the music. You know, if it's too low, they're probably going to shout and scream and they're not going to use a good singing voice. So, Growing in Grace does a good job of keeping it in that good range for you. Use vocal exploration things. The channels of the voice poster is good for that over there. You know, like, this is my speaking voice.
This is my speaking voice.
This is my calling voice.
This is my calling voice.
This is my whispering voice.
This is my whispering voice.
This is my singing voice.
This is my singing voice.
This is my whispering voice.
This is my whispering voice.
This is my speaking voice.
This is my speaking voice.
This is my singing voice.
This is my singing voice.
So you just play with it and let them know that you do have different voices for different things. I would not go from calling or shouting voice to singing, because you'll probably get a heavier sound. Go from whispering or speaking when you're playing that little game. You can use image cards to kind of help get them. You know, the vocal exploration. This is younger children. All. You know, where it's not an exact pitch thing. It's just a game. It's fun. You know, you've seen these before, but let's do woo on this. Woo, 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 woo. You know, that kind of thing. Also, props. The slinky, we already did that. Mm-hmm. Younger children, even though I have done this with older. Mr. Pop-Up Man is what I call this. Use your voices like, okay, watch. You can also use something as simple as this. Same idea. The year that it was the construction thing, which was way back there. This was one of the things I used back. This is back in the 90s, believe it. But use your voices. Yes. That's one reason I like that. You can stay up there. The slinkies that I showed you earlier, I want to see if you do anything different with a small slinky. Oh, y'all know. The kids will go into that really high-pitched voice, just right off the bat. Yes! They will do. I can't even get up there. But they will go really, really high with a small slinky. And I don't have to tell you. Props like this, where you use the woo, 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 so forth. I don't feel like running after it. Tossing things, tossing, like, woo! Well, I didn't get it to you. That's par for the course. Toss it back. Yeah. Woo! Now I'm going to get it over here. Woo! singer, oh, this is a great thing. I love the feel of this. Woo! Oh, I almost threw that too hard, didn't I? It even glows. Woo! Over here. Woo! 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 Yes, I just love the feel of that. If you have an uncertain singer and you're trying to get them to hear themselves or hear you sing better, you've probably seen this technique, or some of you have. For example, if I sing, I can really hear myself. Hear it. Oh, wait a minute, I need to do it this way now. Sing it back to me. Well, hear it. I'm sorry. I can tell this is the 5th class over there. I'm sorry. Okay, just sing to yourself here. Yeah. It's really cool. Y'all play with this after. You really hear yourself. Sometimes kids just need to hear themselves. They haven't heard themselves. They've heard the group, but they haven't heard themselves. I have a lady in the adult choir that has, she has a problem matching pitch. And I have been working with her every week for a while, and I've used these children's choir techniques, getting her to be on pitch. And she's identified it now, but it's work. And I told her it's going to be work for a while, until it becomes natural. But
Where did you get those?
that is Dollar Tree. They have them at different times, or even at Walmart. But you can go online. They're, what are they called? They're if you type in tube, different tubes come up, and I think these.
Oriental Trading.
Oriental Trading has it. Yes, Oriental
You can
Trading.
do the same thing with PVC pipe.
Yeah.
Yes,
You know,
you
and
can.
make a little telephone.
You can. These make a cool sound too.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Your dial.
Do what?
Your dial.
Oh, time.
No.
The dial.
Your dial.
Yeah.
Orange dice.
The dice.
Big dice.
The orange,
The big-
orange
Big
dice.
cube.
Nice. Thank you. I am really losing my hearing. I use this in a lot of different ways. Let me show you. Oh, I'll show you the one from Music Camp. One of our themes was using emojis. So I couldn't bring them all, but I have 9 different emojis. The pillows, I bought these at Walmart. And we had them in a circle on the floor, face down. And we played a pattern. Grab, move. Grab, move, in a circle like the balls. All right. Then, at the beginning, before we did that, we tossed the dice. And that meant we were going to do that 5 times.
Okay.
When the 5th time happened, they flipped their emoji over, and they assumed that they tried to make that face, that emoji.
Yeah.
All right, so the sleeping, or winking with a, whatever eye. And what was that one? Like, oh, that's wonderful. That delicious look. Then I would have, I had a spinner on my iPad where I had all the emojis in. I didn't bring my iPad. I just had so much stuff. Didn't bring it. It was another pound I didn't need. So, spin the spinner, and on it was each emoji. Whichever emoji it landed on, that person clapped a rhythm, or they made up a rhythm pattern of their own, is what I did to begin with. And we echoed that pattern. And we did it twice, just like I did in the drumming class, to make sure they could do it twice. And, in other words, Michelle played the pattern, we echoed. Michelle played the pattern again, we echoed. And then we played the game again. So that's one way. Another way is put phrases of a song you're working on your I love these things. These center strip type pocket charts. Say, for example, the hymn, Praise to the Lord the Almighty. I have that somewhere here. It is, I think, praise to the Lord the Almighty, the King of Praise. Yes, AA. Da da da, my soul praise him, for he is like da 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 da. Then it's B. All ye who hear, now to his temple draw near. C. Praise him in glad adoration. So it's A, A, B, C. So I put that up here, and I would number 1, 2, 3, 4. And they could throw the dice, And if they get a 1, 2, 3, 4, their team sings that number. Now, I don't have 5 and 6, so I might say the number 5 you get to choose. The number 6 I get to choose which one I want you to do for that. Okay, because I'll choose the hardest one for their team. And so we keep points and do a team competition. And they're going to review that melody a lot of times so they will know it backwards and forwards for him. Or a section of a song. It's better if you have more, if you have 5 or 6 sections. But that's, I stick with a lot of different games. And that, I don't know where this one, I do know where this one came from. RTC Roundtable Conference that Karen Gosselin and Susan Ernst do, that I've gone to the last couple of years. They gave us one a couple of years ago. Mine, I have one, but it's not as pretty as this. It's an old one. It's a foam stuff. Any other toys you see up here you want to ask me before I keep going? All right, let's keep going. And somebody give me, I hate that I've lost my, oh, okay, we've got about 2 or 3 minutes. Let's go here. I'm going to fast forward. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to show you a couple of videos in the curriculum that you... Oh, let's do this first. Tips on teaching a song. Go to that. I think you have that handout. This is a wonderful technique that I use that I think works well. You put word cards up here. Like praise to the Lord the Almighty. Every word or every couple of words is a part, is a single word, is a card. And then we have all the words there. You might use the dice. You roll the dice, and it's a 4. Then you've got to flip over that many words. Then that team sings it. If they get it right, they get 4 points. And then you take away 3 more. You flip them. So word take away. You can do the same thing by writing in a marker board, erase it, whatever. Move first and sing. We've done a lot of that. Listen for specific things. For example, let everything that breathes sing praises to the Lord. Count how many times praise the Lord comes through the song. Just listen. Play it. They listen. Then they sing. Teach the hardest phrase first. Find the hardest part. Teach it first. And then you got it out of the way. And they'll catch the other stuff. Use different colors to show same and different phrases. For example, that praise to the Lord the Almighty, I might have yellow, yellow, blue, green. And I could put under their chairs those dots. I have them somewhere. This is one of it. But this will give you the idea. These are actually Boomwhacker friendly. But the dots, what are they called? Musical dots or whatever they're. You know what I'm talking about? They're like little cutouts.
Die cuts?
I have them somewhere. But they're like foam stuff. The plastic. I don't know where I put them. But anyway, I take those colored dots, their primary colors, and I put them under their chairs. Mix it up. I might put 2 reds, 2 yellow, 2 blue, 2 green, whatever. Whatever my chart calls for. Then when that phrase, the blue dot people stand up and sing the blue phrase. And the red dot people stand up and sing the red phrase, and so forth. And it's just a fun way, another way to engage the kids in a different way. The follow the music that I told you about is on here. The frisbee throw, you can toss that frisbee and ask a question, or toss that frisbee and that person, you sing, let everything that breathes sing praises to the Lord, praise the, and they tell me the next word or the next phrase. They can speak it or sing it. The listen sing stick, I'm sure you've seen this, and let everything that breathes sing praises to the Lord, praise the Lord, and then we would listen on the next phrase, and then we might sing the next phrase as you go through the song. Reviewing dynamics, you can take this on a song that you're pretty close to having, but it's a review. Have a piano marking and have a mezzo forte, maybe. Maybe not forte. But have a dynamic marking contrast, a pretty sharp contrast. And just hold it up at random. They sing softly, and then hold it up, they sing medium loud. Softly, medium loud. And just do it at random. It's just a fun game, and you're reviewing the song. Sing the numbered phrases. There's a whole host of other things, but that's just some highlights. Let me show you 1 or 2 videos. Let's see. show you the pumpkin pass, because we haven't talked about this for a while. I wish I could make that more easy.
Pass the pumpkin all around. Listen to the minor sound. Ooh, ooh. Let's stop at you.
I love the little girl that's trying to figure out how to turn the sticks.
Pass the pumpkin all around. Listen to the
Same kind of
minor
pass
sound.
thing.
Let's stop at you.
And they're adding instruments. There is an instrumentation with it. But this is just a video for you to watch to learn how to teach it. And they see bad parts.
Pass the pumpkin all around. Listen to the minor sound. Ooh, let's stop at you.
Yeah, it's cool. There's a choreography for the Praising You. Oh, this is the one I want you to see. The Sasha. Earlier I couldn't open this for some reason. Here we go. And they roll around, they find a compartment. Okay, same idea. You get that. Another, that just reminded me, another freebie. If you're doing a circle game with younger children that they're just going to hold hands in circle, like chicken in the fence post that we did earlier today, you can have scarves or handkerchiefs and put that in the hand, in their right hand, and they grab the scarf of the other person with their left hand. They never have to touch hands. No cookies. Okay? And so it gives it a little extra flair too when you see the scarf, especially if it's something where you're holding hands and then you circle around. It can actually be a visual plus. But learned that a long time ago from Donna at a conference, and I've used that several times. A lot of fun. All right. Thank you so much. Any questions? Oh, by the way, if there's something in the material that you want that I didn't get to or you don't understand, you can email me. I'll be glad to send it to you. So, thank you. Have a great time.
Thank you.